Hey, Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny, here with another episode of the Bet Win Repeat Show. It is Friday, 24th of March. Look at me knowing the date and stuff when I look at my phone or my watch. This is the Bet Win Repeat Show. We're going to go over daily, whatever's happening today in sports, some highlights, some stuff, some news, last night's games. I'm going to bring in, I got 3 expert handicappers to go over some stuff with you guys today. If you guys like anything in the questions about any games, anything like that, just let us know. Drop it in the chat. We're going to go over. I got Nick Earl coming on. He's going to break down some XFL if the over-under trend has obviously changed or maneuvered now that we're a little bit deeper in the season. We're talking a little college basketball. Jesse Shule, the Iceman, will be on later as well. And there's a rumor, well, there's at least an email that went out that says Chip Chirimbus is going to come on too. Whether, I don't know, he's like, Chip Chirimbus is like, I'm trying to think. It's like that old country singer that you don't know if he should, like, he's like the rock star that you don't know if he's going to show up or not to his event. But if he does, it's great. But if he doesn't, you're really not surprised either because he's that big of a rock star. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's on that level, that's everywhere. Thoughts on Russell table tennis today? I was going to go over those. That's the guy I was going to go with, Moneyline. But I said no. I said no to him. I'm going to take it easy. Nobody puts Lenny in a timeout. Lenny put Lenny in the timeout today. I do have a little college basketball going on and a couple hockey bets, but for me, that's a timeout. After yesterday's debacle, I right down the rabbit hole of Michigan State. Right down. There was no hesitation. Jumped in, both feet. And that didn't work out, obviously. But so real quick, here's what we're going to stay on structure to update the contest here. There's 3 people still left in the last Woody. Let me make sure I say it. It's the last Woody contest. 3 people left. Everybody lost yesterday, so everybody gets to pick one more time. Staying with the same rules. Those of you that know you're in it, I've tagged everybody in the post that knows they're in that. Next week, the contest rules will be changing, and the contest itself will be changing. Different structure as far as, now it's like 150, this, that. We're going to kind of mirror it more to the monthly contest, the Handicap 10, but just on a weekly basis. So less confusion about what contest you can buy points with, which contest you can't, stuff like that. Only, 6 more days left in the Handicap 10 monthly contest. So there's that. That'll be, that's going on. Look for that on the Facebook page. His Facebook page is now Picks and Parlays group page. Or Picks and Parlays. Hold on. I'm going to copy this and put this into the chat. Right there. Hit enter. Now, here it is here for those of you watching on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching. Picks and Parlays contest page. That's what it's called now. Looks just like that. It's not the Morningwood page no more. Anything like that. It's the Picks and Parlays contest page because that's what it is. It's a Facebook page in order for you to join contests. That's all it is. Jump on there. Contest. So that's that. I'm going to bring in the first guest here real quick, kind of go over some stuff with Nick Earl, the man, the myth. Well, that's it. He's just a man.
Yeah, I'm just,
I'm a man of the myth. There's no legend attached.
Yeah, we have the rock star in the opening act. So let's do this.
Oh, good. Listen, calm down. Just because I'm the MC for the night, you might open the show. Jesse Shule could possibly be closing the show. He's backstage. We're gonna get to him in a few minutes, but I want to talk some XFL.
Do you know?
Because me and you, yes, I do. Because me and you you're like the only friend I have that I can talk XFL with. Because all my other buddies that follow football, they're like, dude, stop talking XFL. You got a problem. Like, stop talking. And I'm like, no, I don't. I made money on the XFL, on totals specifically under. But does this trend continue with the XFL? Are we Because I know we were talking, it had to stay it had to stay high 30s or low, like 38, 39. Where are we at now with the XFL?
Yeah, there's only one game that hits my threshold for looking to bet. As for that, and that is the Thursday or the Sunday game between San Antonio and Arlington. 39.5 is my threshold for. I am looking for totals under 39.5. I said week 1 when those totals are mid 30s that by week 3 or 4 we're going to see them in the 42 to 45 range. And let's take a look. We have the Sea Dragons and the Guardians at 42.5. We have the Battlehawks and the Vipers at 45, and we have the Roughnecks and the Defenders at 43. So I said as long as they were below 39.5 or lower, I will be betting the overs. That'll continue for this week. For me, it's only Sunday. It's only over 33 by Brahma for Brahmas and Renegades here for me.
I don't hate. Yeah, absolutely. That's like a no look. That's just a automatic get up 33. I'm going over. Like you'll accidentally fall into 33.
You can accidentally, yeah. I mean, even if the defenses are really strong, they can force turnovers and things like that. Especially and there's also, and then also for people capping sides in the XFL, I think I said this last time as well. There are no key numbers in the XFL like there's in the NFL. 3, 7, 10, 14. They don't mean crap in the XFL because you can go for a 2.3 point extra point as well as the 1 point. So things to keep in mind there.
Definitely a little goofy. I do like the Sunday over. I'm still on my trend of taking all 4 games and teasing them and a 6-point teaser. All 4 games every weekend. I just tease and a 6-point teaser over. And I just go over blindly. And I'm not saying that I'm throwing millions of dollars on this or anything like that.
We have to know.
It gives me my football fix.
It's a small loan of $1 million.
Slow burn.
Huge.
It's kind of like when I'm squat lifting. It's just that slow burn. That's what I'm looking for. For those of you that know, like I had knee surgery 3 days ago, so I ain't squat lifting shit. That was a joke. No, I don't do that no more. But all right, so that's the XFL breakdown. First of all, shout out to the Las Vegas Vipers in the XFL for proving me wrong last week. And I said that they are the worst team in the XFL. And I believe it was you.
Orlando says, hold my beer.
They said the Guardians said, hold my beer. Because the
Guardians are 9.5-point dogs against the Battlehawks at home or against the Sea Dragons at home.
Both were 0-4, but somebody's zero's got to go, and that game ended up 32-35 with the Vipers squeaking out a win. So, and usually like all these games go over except for there's always one that doesn't. Last week, Renegades promised 12-10, but I still like that over.
Yeah,
I do. I like that. It's kind of a rematch of last week. That game ended 12-10, but I like that. It's still 22 on accident. I think they get to 33 though. But before I let you go, I know there's only 3 NHL hockey games on the slate today. Touch base on that. What do you got going on? What do you love? All that good stuff.
Don't love a whole much for the slate. I was hoping that my book would give me a 2.5 with the Coyotes. They are not. I would lean towards taking 2.5 goals with Arizona. I like the under 6.5 in that game more than anything. I got Arizona and Colorado under 6.5. I think that's a pretty decent look. The other game I bet the prices I got are long gone. Because actually you can get the Islanders team total over 3.5 at -130 now. I got it at $1.20. So you can still get that at a reasonable price, but people can have fun with the -1 line, which I got this morning at -124. If you're looking to bet that now, it's -160. Because that line has absolutely, my bad, it's 158. My bad. I typed in 110 and said 108, which is the puck line. Because I got the -1 line when their money line was -188 and the puck line was +133, and now it is -233 and +110. So I do like the Islanders tonight. I would only advise their team total over now, especially with Michael Hutchinson in net, which may be potentially the Patrick Corbin of hockey. where he just goes and gives up a ton every single time. Merce Leakins is another one. There's a few guys in the league that I just blindly bet against when they are in nets, and Michael Hutchinson is one of those guys where you look for overs and you look for opponent team total overs or puck lines and stuff like that. So I do like the Islanders on the -1 line today. That line has moved up to a 6.5, which is kind of interesting, which I think that line moved the right way. I think if there's a live dog today, I mean, the line's moved a decent chunk. I think there's a little bit of value with Buffalo today. Looking at a little bit at +165 now. But I'm not really interested in that game. But just for me today, the plays you can actually bet now, that's actually the relatively same price that I bet it at, was Isles team total and Arizona, Colorado under. I kind of like the draw in that Arizona game as well at 455. I didn't bet it though.
I don't. My favorite play on all is the under in that Colorado Arizona game. I like the other two games over, but I didn't bet them. The only one I really have bet is the Colorado Avs under 6.5, and that's probably where I'm staying. A little bit of college basketball, a little dabble for me today. Not going hard on anything crazy, but
yeah, Sweet 16 wraps up today.
Yep. So, and now that college basketball is over, Michigan State ended.
That night. Was sad. Yeah,
I heard they're not even going to air the rest of the games, the rest of the tournament. They're just going to stop.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. But tell us what you got going on over at picksandparlays.net before I let you go.
Yeah, well, we're running with hockey. We're finishing up college basketball. We got the NBA, and don't look now. Opening day is 6 days away, and all the starting pitchers have been announced for opening day. I'm already looking at a few plays. Don't know any lines yet. I can't wait to see what the opening lines are going to be. But I can already tell that I'm probably going to be looking towards the Phillies opening day against the Rangers. I kind of like some Arizona against the Dodgers with Zach Gallen on the mound. Things along those lines. So there are a few spots I'm looking at for MLB opening day, which the starting pitchers were announced, and we're 6 days away.
I wasn't on suicide watch.
It is okay, Lenny. You are
okay. I wasn't on suicide watch, but I was angrily tweeting last night. And this kid, am I saying his name right? I don't even know. Noel, however you say that kid's name. Shout out to him. Hope his ankle's healed. All that. I mean, he played lights out. He's just throwing balls up and the stuff's going in. I'm like texting. Cam Ross was texting me last night. I'm like, Cam, I can't respond to you right now. I don't know if you know, but I'm like in the middle of a battle right now with this game. And we're going back and forth. And I'm like, I told you before we went on camera, I hope his mom steps on a Lego today. That's where I'm at. I hope his mama steps on a Lego. I do. I hope she's well, and it just.
I hope he steps in a puddle with socks on.
A lot of pain for 15 minutes. That's what I hope. Just a lot. Just Lego pain, folks. I don't want him to step in a puddle with socks on.
Cruel.
Anything like that. It's just a Lego.
Lego pain? That's the worst.
I want Lego pain on.
Especially when you step on them wrong and it's like the tops. No, thank you.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to let you go. Appreciate you stopping by, dropping the XFL and the NHL knowledge as well. Don't forget, when you're looking for Earl Sports Bets premium plays over at picksandparlays.net, use the promo code MADNESS. That'll save you 20% off the entire site. We'll see you on the next Power Hour. You're going to be here every Friday.
Yep. One last thing. Alabama, you're on upset alert tonight. Aztecs outright.
Well, you're ballsy right there. Facts. All right, later. I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're not done yet. We got some more stuff to talk. Some more Sweet 16 to talk about. We're going to bring in the Iceman himself, who's going to talk some college basketball, probably some hockey, maybe some XFL. I don't know. Just as usual, I thought about you last night. And listen, folks, calm down. As I said that, I heard it and it came out wrong. But I did.
I want all the listeners to know I didn't think about Lenny last night.
It's lies. Slander. Here's why, though. One of my favorite shows on TV came back not last night. I think it's been back for a couple weeks because I watched 2 episodes. Ted Lasso. And it's, I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but he's a soccer coach and all that. Mm-hmm. And when I think of soccer, I do think there's a handful of handicappers, and you're one of them. So I was like, and I love Ted Lasso. So that's where I was going with that. But now that you guys can all get your mind out of the gutter, Jesse Schul, everybody, hold for applause.
I'm also a big fan of Ted Lasso.
Okay.
And I do live overseas in Thailand, and soccer is the main attraction over here. So my son's a big soccer fan, and we watch a lot of soccer on TV.
Yeah, right. I guess let it just wait. No, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. So actually, Allie Burns texted me last night, and she goes, "All right, look," she goes, "I love you, but I bet Michigan State today, but I also have a 15-1 future on Kansas State." And I'm like, okay, I respect that. You're on both sides. Like, I get it, but it's a Sparty party, right? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, no. So everybody was texting me last night, checking on me and whatever. And Michigan, it is what it is. That Kansas State balled. It's going to go down as probably the one of, if not the best game in the tournament this year. Maybe not ever, but this year, I think. It's still a lot of basketball to be played. So, but talk to me about the college basketball. We're obviously you're on Kansas State. Thanks for the heads up. What else you got going on college basketball?
Well, there's a lot of dogs today, and I don't know if you've seen any of the stuff I've been putting out on Twitter. I did do a little rant the other day about chasing dogs being a fool's errand. I'm a big believer that coming into the NCAA tournament, the betting public loves the underdogs. And the general consensus with the bettors is, oh, underdogs win all the time. We gotta get those underdogs, right? And in my mind, every time the public lines up on something and they all think the same way, it takes away from the value, and the bookmakers have to make adjustments. And I think the stats bear that out. If you've just bet on nothing but underdogs in the NCAA tournament over the last 30 years, you'd be worse off. If you'd be losing either way if you bet favorites or underdogs. You'd be worse off though if you bet dogs, and that's probably because the public gets into betting the dogs too much. That being said, there's 3 big dogs today, and I like them all. It's a different kettle of fish now. We're in the Sweet 16. These teams had to win a couple games to get here. They deserve to be here. You got a Miami team that was the regular season champs in the ACC. They're catching 7.5 points against a Houston team whose leading scorer, he claims, Marcus Sasser says, my groin is 90%. And I don't know what that means, but I know 90 ain't no 100. And I know when your groin ain't 100, if you tweak it, you're on the bench. So,
right.
You know,
90 to like 20 real quick.
Well,
it's not that different, you know.
Have you ever told your wife you're at 90%? You're really at 20?
I could go tonight, but I'm at like 90%, babe. I've actually probably have said that. I was like, hey, I got like 50% in me. That's about what you.
I mean, I think when a guy says he's 90%, you got to assume he's somewhere under 50%. Really, to be honest with you,
that number's inflated grossly.
And if you get up to the point where you're better than 50%, then you claim to be 100%. Right?
I'm 110%. Let's go. You know, I like to say, like, look, I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. You know, I like San Diego. I like San Diego State, like Miami, like Princeton. I'm a big Ivy League basketball guy, and don't ask me why. This year I got into Ivy League college basketball with Princeton and Brown and following Yale and all. And it's not good basketball. Let me be clear about that. It's not high scoring, very fundamental, very. I mean this in the most complimentary way. It's simplistic. And I think Princeton plays that. I thought Tennessee was going to run through FAU last night. That didn't work. So I'm taking the same school of thought. Everybody keeps telling me how Creighton's going to run through Princeton, and I don't think so. So I'm on Princeton as well, but yeah, I don't know how you feel about that game, Princeton and Creighton.
I mean, I think if you just look at it historically, Lenny, you don't see a lot of double-digit wins in the Sweet 16. I don't know what the numbers are. I think 5 of the 8 games last year were decided by single digits. 3 of 4 games yesterday, 7 points or less.
Right.
I would venture to say probably in the 70 to 75% range, these games are going to be decided by single digits. So when you're getting 10 points, 7.5 points, I think you got to seriously consider the dog in all of those games, San Diego State, Miami, and Princeton. They beat some pretty goddamn good teams to get here.
Yeah.
And, they deserve to be here. And we've seen these games where teams are up big. I mean, we'll look at UCLA last night. I mean,
I had
from down 10 to up 1, you get up to get a cup of coffee and bang.
Yeah, it's over with. Literally that's what happened is like they were winning and I got up to take a leak. Went to the bathroom, to pee, washed my hands, came back, grabbed myself a drink out of the fridge, came back, and next thing you know, they're losing. I'm like, what the hell? I was gone 2 minutes. Like I made it quick. Tried to go during a timeout.
Well, you washed your hands, Lenny. That's a rookie mistake. I mean, it's March Madness. We don't have time to wash our hands. March Madness.
I used soap. I should have just, went old school Detroit bar, like washing with just kind of just, a little bit of water on it and let's go. And I should have did that, but it is what it is.
On the shirt like this?
Yeah, just you see those guys walking out of the bathroom at a bar like this? Don't high five. Just elbow bump them on the way out. Because those guys have to go. And they have to get back to the game or whatever they're doing. But as far as this is a game that I wanted to ask actually you about specifically because the Xavier Texas game. No, I don't hear a lot of talk about that game. Everybody's talking about the other 3 dogs today and the big points and this and that. And that game's, I think, a little bit more of a flip a coin kind of situation. I think that game ends up either way. I'm not surprised. Do you have thoughts on Texas? I mean, do they move on? I don't know if I believe in Texas.
It's hard not to believe in Texas if you watched them play recently. I mean, they've been rolling. They've been rolling against quality opposition. They're coming out of the best conference in the country, or what we thought was the best conference in the country heading into the tournament. Xavier, they've been impressive. They play fast. They can cause problems for teams that can't handle that. They looked very impressive in the first half against Pitt, but they let Pitt back in the game in their last game, and I thought that was a warning sign. I think Texas is a lot better than Pitt. I think it's a short line. I would certainly lean towards Texas, and I think we got to get at least one Big 12 team into the next round. So I'm definitely going to be betting on Texas in this one.
I don't hate. Let's see. So as far as the matchups last night. So now who does? So it's Saturday's matchup. We can talk about these games a little bit because we're going to do a show tomorrow. Kansas State, Florida Atlantic. Does FAU continue what they did to Tennessee last night against Kansas State? I'm worried that I'm on FAU because I'm bitter about Kansas State beating Michigan State. That's where I'm kind of at. What's your thoughts on that?
I picked Kansas State to win the East region before the tournament started. I did a preview with our man Ross Benjamin and our man Sean Higgs, and we picked the regional winners, and I picked Kansas State. And I got to continue to roll with them, but I'm highly concerned about the ankle of Noel. If he's not at 100%, that's a concern for me. And I mean, it's hard to go against these Owls. I'd like to see them getting a few more points, and then I'd consider hedging. But with only getting 2 points, it's hard to want to hedge that bet out. It'll be interesting to see. I certainly have a lot of respect for the way the Owls play defense, and the total might be worth a look.
That's fair. The UConn Gonzaga game, I can't wait to watch that game tomorrow. I actually got to be at a judo tournament for my son's judo tournament tomorrow at the same time. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot of inconspicuous AirPod watching my phone in the game situation while going, yay, judo. So there's that. What else you got going on? You got anything on the ice tonight or NBA? Tell people what you got going on.
No ice tonight because there's only 3 games.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward. As soon as the lines come out in the next couple hours, I will be playing several hockey games tomorrow. And it's probably worth mentioning that my hockey record in 2023 at Picks and Parlays on the leaderboards. You know what it is, Lenny? Any idea?
Huge.
26-5, 84%.
26-5.
26-5, 84% on the year, on the calendar year.
I'm looking here. Yes, I see you right here. You're all for all of 2023. I see you.
That's correct.
I got you. I got yeah. Okay, I see you on the leaderboards. You guys need to check out these leaderboards because I'm telling you what, if you just go to picksandparlays.net, it's like right there. It's on the main page. Or you could just click on the tab. It says leaderboards. Over the last 30 days, Jesse Schuell's top 5. All year, obviously, he's up there. You're all over yesterday.
There's some handsome fellas on that leaderboard. Let me tell you.
I mean, there's some. I mean, I'm not on there, but I also am not a premium handicapper. So just to be clear, I'm never going to be on there. But I think they should put this pretty mug as the face everywhere because I tell people all the time I'm pretty. My son told me I can't be pretty. Girls are pretty. I said, hold on, I'm pretty. I'm a pretty mug. That's what I told him, but I can't say that. Over in the NHLs, I like the under in the Arizona Coyotes game. I mentioned that earlier. That's the only one. I lean over in the other 2 games, but that's the only one I don't lean over is the
I liked what Nick had to say about the Islanders. I was looking – if that Islanders line was a little lower, I would have hit that. It was just the best line I could get was minus 185, and I don't even think I'm allowed. I don't know. I'd have to call Craig and beg him, can I please play a 185 favorite?
Please, yeah, just a little bit, yeah, you know.
So if it was a little lower, I'd be all over the Islanders there.
Right. Rod Cape says that you live on the leaderboards and the market's finally respecting FAU, and I think that's fair as well. At what point though do they over respect them? And I don't mean
probably right about now. I think if that Noel kid is healthy, you gotta like K-State there. I mean, if the talk is that he's showing up at practice, the ankle's fine, I gotta like K-State. I mean,
yeah,
we've seen it over. We saw it with St. Peter's last year, and I shouldn't compare FAU to St. Peter's because I think FAU is a team that they're only a 9. They're not a double-digit seed. They're a 9 seed. They did win 30 games or whatever. So they're a good team, but I mean, you're going up against a team that won a bunch of games in the Big 12, 26 wins, and playing in the Big 12. I mean, I'd have to favor Kansas State there, that close to a pick 'em.
I do too. I think last night, obviously, adrenaline, just the momentum and everything with him yesterday and his ankle. I think he that carried him through that game. I'd be curious to see how he is in practice. Probably in a boot of some sort today, ice and just therapy on that thing, and see how he, just to make sure it's good for the FAU game. But depends on how he comes out. Like every game right now is very in-play situation. Are you a big in-play bettor?
I enjoy it, but I don't get a chance to do it as often because of the time difference and where I'm located. Hard, right? It's hard to get in-game betting going on while I'm in Thailand here.
That's fair. That's probably understandable. I do in-play a little bit more basketball than I have probably. I in-play football all the time and hockey all the time, but college basketball right now it just screams like I don't even want to get on one side or the other side or total wise a lot of time before the game. I just want to in-play it. I think there's a lot of in-play situations if you guys are into that. Don't forget, like, subscribe, ring the bell, share, all that good stuff. You'll never miss any of our content over at picksandparlays.net. Jesse, tell them what you got going on over at Picks and Parlays. I know you're on top of the leaderboards everywhere, but take this time. Tell them what they can expect with your premium packages, picks, and everything like that. Plug yourself, my friend.
All right. Well, I'm taking it pretty easy today with one play. Only one play in the college basketball, but it's a big one. It's a 10-star. You're going to want to grab that one. As I said, the hockey, 84% for the calendar year. I'll be putting out more hockey tomorrow. Soccer, you can look forward to soccer over the weekend. NBA is I've had my ups and downs with the NBA, but over the years I've got some pretty solid numbers. I believe if you look at the all-time leaderboards on picks and parlays for NBA, you'll see some handsome characters on there.
Oh, I'm not on there, but it's okay.
No, this guy.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, Mr. Perfect. I listen. If you guys don't follow, first of all, if you don't follow Jesse Shule on Twitter, you're missing out on not just good banter randomly, but his picks too. He will throw out some free picks for you guys. But I'm gonna tell you right now, here's where you can find Jesse Shule on Twitter. The Mr. Perfect. You want to explain that who that guy is?
Well, I mean, anybody who watched wrestling as a kid in the 80s and 90s, I mean, Mr. Perfect, obviously he could clear the table with one shot, an 8-ball. The guy could kick a 60-yard field goal. He could hit a hole-in-one and go. I mean, he's perfect. Everything he does is perfect. So, when you bet on 5 games and you win all 5 of them, that's perfect. So, yeah, Mr. Perfect, right?
I love it. I'm a big 80s wrestling, 90s wrestling kind of guy. My kids are getting into wrestling, and they're like we just watched. My 10-year-old just realized that Andre the Giant was an actual real person. He thought it was just a character, like kind of thing. I'm like, no, he wrestled Hulk Hogan. He's like, who's Hulk Hogan? I'm like, he is a real American. Fight for what's right. And I started singing his song, and my kids are like, what are you talking about? And I went right into like 13-year-old Lenny. It was great. But that's a whole different show, wrestling. Don't forget, follow Jesse Shule, at Jesse Shule on Twitter. Check him out on picksandparlays.net. All his premium packages, always the top of the leaderboards as always. Don't forget, use the promo code MADNESS. That'll save you 20% off of the entire site. He never missed the smack. He's becoming an unruly fan, right? I mean, that's how it is. That's going to do it, though, for us at the Bet Run Repeat Show. Appreciate Jesse Shule coming on. He's going to try and get him on here on a regular basis. Drop some information. MLB season's coming up. We got all kinds of stuff coming up. So we're trying to keep it fresh and mix some people in and out. So we definitely got to get the Iceman back on here for more often. We appreciate you, Jesse. I'll talk to you on the flip side there. We're going to talk to you guys on the flip side. Good luck unless you're against me.
Thanks, Lenny. Looking forward to seeing you next time.